What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, the Brown Fox Podcast. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm joined right next to me by the one and only Joseph. How are you, man?
I'm very good. I think I should probably have adjusted my headphone volume before we actually started talking. So now it's starting to sound more like
Do you want to start again, or you all sweet?
I'm all good.
Cool,
all
man.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Good to be out here on the balcony.
Yes. Obviously, the last podcast you saw, we were out here, but we're at the other end of the table. So,
yeah. So my thought
good.
is clearly you're trying to rotate around the table. So
Yeah. Next we'll be sitting at each end.
Every new season, right?
Yeah.
So because we've just ticked over into autumn or fall, whatever you want to call it, now we're on this side.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing winter's going to be that corner.
Yep.
And then spring that corner.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
that
of,
was kind of where you're going with, but anyway, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that works. And I mean, speaking of very off the cuff, what is your favorite season?
Yeah, this one. I
Awesome.
like autumn.
Yep, cool.
It's not too cold.
Yep.
It's not too hot.
Yep.
It's just about right. It's a bit of a Goldilocks season. Plus, there's not that much pollen in the air like spring, so my hay fever isn't that bad.
So the question of the day is, why do you prefer autumn over spring?
I just told you why.
Oh, sorry.
So, I can explain it again.
No,
so
don't worry. Sorry.
It's nice. It's not too cold, not too hot, but there's not much pollen in the air.
There's the pollen, yeah. Because obviously spring it's obviously not too hot, not too cold, but it's the pollen. Yep.
The question
hay
of the
fever,
day is,
yes.
What's my favorite season and why? Had to do it.
Nice.
Time out.
I'd probably go summer. Thanks for asking.
Yep.
No, I think.
'Cause that's when you get to go and you know get the beach bod out. And
No, hey, come on now. Come on.
Yeah?
What beach body? What are you on about?
Again, we're going to talk about
No,
Matt's
you know
lifting
what?
routine on one of these podcasts.
Just a list of absolutely nothing is going to come out. Yeah. And as I say, again, you mean look your lifting routine. Again, every time he sends me a gym routine workout. Anyways, that's a whole new podcast. But look, you know how I said last week I'm introducing a new segment?
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to introduce another one today as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we're introducing another new segment. It's going to be a very quick one, and I'd like to start off the podcast this way. We're going to get us started with with an icebreaker question.
Was that the sound of ice?
No. I don't really know what the sound was, to be honest.
Okay.
Just found it on YouTube. Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Today's icebreaker question to get us started quickly, just to get us in the swing of things. It's not really video related or anything. But if you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be? You go first.
Watermelon. By itself.
Okay. Why is that?
Because
I mean,
like
it's a good food. It's good. Yeah.
That's why.
Cool.
My favorite food.
That's good.
What about you? Scotch fillet.
You know it. No.
Imagine
I was thinking about that, and I do love, at the moment, it's probably my favorite meal, but it is quite, having it every day for the rest of your life, it is quite a fatty-ish meal, especially with all the oil and butter, and it's nice, but I feel like I'd probably want to go with something just a little bit healthier. It's definitely not the worst health food option out there. But it's far from the best, you know?
So vegan Scotch fillet?
All right, so next segment. No, definitely not. No,
You still didn't answer the question.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Like, what's...
I don't know. I feel like it would have to be something that's good, but also somewhat healthy. No, I might get a little bit of hate for this, but Subway?
Wait, that's like me saying Domino's or KFC.
Yeah.
What?
So are we going specific meal or are we going like...
You said specific meal.
Okay, let's go pizza sub from Subway.
Right, every day. I thought you just said you wanted something healthy.
I mean, it's got salad, right? You can put salad on it.
Yeah, fair. All right, pizza sub from Subway, watermelon.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I just would like to have carbs, but also protein and salad. You encompass all.
Wow.
Watermelon's good.
Yeah.
But it's just
Watermelon. Oh.
watermelon. So that'd be your favorite food?
Yeah, man.
Cool. That's good. All right.
Now I really want some watermelon.
Getting a bit hungry now. All right. From one segment to the next, it's not quite. Look, it's a crowd favorite. It's the one and only time for today's dad jokes. Now, look, guys, I know I mentioned on last week's or whenever the last podcast came out. We love that part. So I mentioned that I wanted to see if we could start a little competition between us, and I'm not sure if Joe is prepared at all. But basically, yes, you are. We're both going to say a dad joke, and then everyone in the comments down below have to vote on their favorite joke. All right. So I've got one. I don't know if you've got one, but let me start. Joseph. So I've just got to decide which one I'm going to go with because I've got a couple here.
Okay.
All right. So I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. And clearly that's not really a thing for me at the moment, but
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. What do you got?
Considering my options here,
Yep.
I don't really have anything good because I didn't prepare it. So
Oh, was that the joke? Or?
yeah.
No, joke.
There was one I was like, that's probably not as appropriate as it could be.
True.
What do you call a man with a rubber toe?
Not sure.
Roberto.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I like it. So guys, now your plan of action next is to comment down below on whatever platform you're.
Comment Canon if it's Matt. Comment Sony if it's me.
Yes, for sure. Canon or Sony, how good. And that is a whole new podcast in itself.
That was
great.
That was all right, considering I didn't prepare for it.
It's that was good. That was good.
No,
Cool.
but I liked your joke.
Oh, thank you. I like yours too.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll have to decide which joke was everyone's favorite.
All right.
So we'll see how we go. How has your week been?
I'm still thinking about the joke.
Yeah, nice. How's your week been, man?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's been a good week.
Yep.
It's been pretty full.
Pretty full on, eh?
Most weeks are. But I think it's been good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just spending all week researching for the dad joke of the day and
yeah, that's it. That's what
and preparing for right now, which is isn't this the highlight of the year?
That's the highlight of the week for sure. Yeah.
Every time we do podcast,
definitely.
That's been good. I'd like to hear from your perspective since you've been pretty boots on the ground for a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, just being in front of the computer, playing games. Not doing much, chatting away. No.
Wow, looks like this podcast is about to turn to a performance review.
Let's have a look at the numbers here. No. It's definitely starting to pick up the projects.
Just like the sun coming out.
Just like the sun. So good.
What project have you enjoyed working on?
Oh, look, there's a few projects on the go at the moment. We just wrapped up on a property video project. Which we filmed just a couple of days ago, and it was always love the chance when we get the chance to do a property video of some description. So it was a bit of fun putting that together. We've also been working with a metal recycling business, which has been so cool because I don't know about you, but I've never done anything like that, in terms of that sort of industry. Sort of thing. It's a whole new world.
It's heavy metal, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I've told you many times, but it's a whole new world out there, and it's so cool again to get the chance to work with a whole range of different businesses and industries, organizations, and that was definitely one of the new ones. And I've enjoyed working on those videos. So we're looking to wrap up that project or close to it next week sometime. So
yeah, great.
It's been a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and cars get knocked around and crushed.
Demolished. Absolutely demolished. And I think
definitely want to make sure you don't park your car in the wrong spot next time you go film somewhere there.
Do you want to quickly tell them, long story short, of a funny story one of the boss man himself told us?
Oh yeah, there's just the car collection yard across the road where they're doing the depolluting. So apparently a client once parked in the wrong spot. So I was watching them kind of pushing cars around pretty close to the car park, and each of those cars would end up get processed, get stripped out, and take all the oil and gas and the oil and the fuel and everything out.
Yep.
And I just thought to myself, wouldn't it be awkward to park there? And then they said, well, it's actually happened before. Client had a meeting with them.
Can you imagine?
Comes outside, has a look in the yard. That looks like my car. Wait, that is my car. Just perfectly ready to get recycled.
Oh, no.
Just stripped. Oh, gosh.
Can you imagine, like, if you walk out after a meeting or something with them?
Mate. Oh. Mate, what if that was a Triton? How'd you feel?
I'd throw hands. No, I'd be devastated. I'd be devastated. Yeah.
Sounds like...
Don't even want to think about it.
Yeah. Sounds like they seem to handle it all right.
Yeah, thankfully. But that's definitely not a situation I want to get into. So
they're like, yeah, well, we'll buy your car. That's what they do. They
yeah.
Thankfully, it wasn't a new one.
Exactly. How's the planes? How's the ambience?
What's going on out here today?
As you can probably hear in the last episode, hopefully you guys have listened and watched that. It definitely wasn't much ambience, and I think that's thanks to the Rodecaster and the microphones doing its job, because I didn't really do anything in post.
Yeah, right.
So anyways, that's a
future sponsorship opportunity.
Yeah, Rode, if you want to get in touch with us, we'd love to
get that on the road. See myself out.
See, that should have been your dad joke. Nah, your other one was good, but...
Oh, thank you.
That's all right. I'll forget about it and you can save it for another time.
No worries, Roberto.
That's good. And with that, let me just pull up my little soundboard spreadsheet. It's time for Fact of the Day. Oh, didn't... There we go. There it is. Cool. All right, so... Obviously, last week's Fact of the Day was video related, and today is the exact same.
Oh,
so
great.
It's actually from the same website, which I got the last Fact of the Day from. So, cool. Here we go. So, 79% of consumers would rather watch a video to learn about a product than read text on a page.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this in the past. If I'm wanting to research about, say it's a new camera or an editing machine, we were just talking about this the other day, a new editing machine that's coming out, the Mac Studio. But anything, whether it be, a car, a camera, editing software, lights, anything film related or not, I 9 times out of 10 would watch a video rather than read like a blog or something like that. And I think the reason is because you can actually, you can see it. Yeah, there might be pictures, photos on like a blog or something, but you can actually see it, I guess, in action, in real time. It's just one aspect of it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I do the same. It's funny, he said 9 times out of 10. So what happens on that 10th time? What do you do? Listen to an audio.
I mean, 10 times out of 10.
No, I product research, yes, I will look to YouTube firstly and foremost. I think, YouTube and videos most of the time, supplemented by community forums.
Yes.
That's where I would look to
Yeah.
text-based, which I'm trying to think what that actually means. It's really just a trust hub or like a brain's trust that I go to. So it's either one, people are talking about it on video, or I'm just looking for a community that talks about it. So you're right. Yeah, I think traditionally I would just go to YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
When I'm researching just about anything.
I think the one time that I, like, obviously 9 times out of 10, most of the time I'd watch a video. But I think if there's like something that has a lot of different specs, say like a camera or something, and you'd rather see it in like in writing on text in like a list view, that's where I think text on a page is definitely helpful. But I think other than that, and other than maybe forums, definitely video is the way to go. So I'm not 100% sure on how accurate that 79% is, but I mean If
100%
anything,
sure.
if anything, I'd go possibly even higher. But that's just what I think.
79.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. No, I was just looking at a product video just about an hour ago about, just clearly depicts what things do. Because again, you're looking at a product.
Yeah.
What better way to look at a product than to
exactly
look at it?
Yeah, for sure. And there's so many different things you can obviously do with video, supplemented with obviously music and graphics, and we've talked about this in the past, but there's so much that a video can do and that can offer for a product. So
yeah, awesome.
Cool. Look, you've had a bit of a big day, or especially a big start to your day today. You wanna fill the listeners in with what you've been getting up to this morning, and I think we might have to unpack that a little bit.
Unpack it.
Yeah.
Like my luggage or the laundry.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so look, I'll skip over the illegal stuff.
And, keep it down. Yeah.
No, I just did my typical Friday morning networking, but this time I had to do the feature presentation.
Yeah, cool.
One of the speakers. So in my networking groups, we have a rotation. Everyone who's a member gets a chance to do a presentation. Typically in our group, it's twice a year.
Yep.
So mine came up today. And so, as always, spent most of the week freaking out about it, not really knowing how to go about it. 8 minutes is not a long time.
No.
And
because it was originally 10 and then they brought it back to 8.
Yeah. To squeeze 2 minutes out somewhere for two people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it went, and so I spent most of the early morning, just freaking out, getting ready for it, and presented this morning. So I think you were just more or less interested in the topic of because I think I showed it to you, the concept before I actually went there.
Yep.
And spoke, and it was, from what I heard and from the feedback I was hearing from phone calls later in the day, I think it was well received. Yeah. So
definitely after looking at your presentation of what you were going to present to the group, I mean, I already knew it was going to be a good one, and I really did enjoy the content that you had in it and the whole concept around it. I was wondering if you wanted to maybe flesh out the presentation a bit, if you wanted to say back on the podium again, and
back on the podium
presenting round 2 for the day, but you
so
got a bit more than 8 minutes this time.
Oh, thank you. Well,
yeah,
maybe got 10 this time.
So anything you didn't say that you wanted to say, now's your chance.
Look, I was talking to Telia just before in our office, and it's not that it's it's not an original thought. It's just the application of it is. It makes sense when you spell this out this way in terms of describing what video can do for a business, or how I look at approaching that. So again, it's not a super original concept. I actually got most of the presentation concept from another videographer that I know and I'm connected to over in the States. And I just loved how he presented the same, because we operate with a similar framework in the way we look at how video gets used. So imagine that you picture 2 cliffs, or 2 treacherous cliff faces, and like a movie where you have to swing over them with a flimsy rope, right?
Yep.
But in picture one cliff, you have our clients, as in Brown Fox's clients, the people we work with.
Yep.
They want something, so no one, whether or not, like, I always like to get to the roots of things, the principles behind things. No one really wants a video. Even if they want a video, they're actually asking for something else.
Yeah.
They're asking most of the time, other than for ego's sake, is they want to have more sales. Hopefully it's obvious from the business. They want more time back in their business to do things that they, want to actually do.
Yeah.
And they want better relationships with people.
Yeah.
That's what typically people are looking for. So that sits on one side of this so-called canyon or cliff or whatever you want to call it. On the other side, we've got what their clients need to know about my client in order to make that decision to work with them extremely clear and extremely obvious.
Yep.
They need to know, like, and trust my client. Breaking that down a bit further, they need to be aware of my client and know that, firstly, that they actually exist, and then what they do. So it's very clear. But then also they need to be attracted to the way that they work, attracted to the business, and like what they see, or know. And then they need to trust or have clarity around the processes, the methods, the results they're promising, or whatever it is that will cause their client to want to work with my client, right? And so at the end of the day, all we're doing is actually just bridging the communication gap between these two treacherous cliff faces, trying to make connections between what my client or our clients want and what their clients actually need to know from them. So there's just like if we throw it back to when you were talking about 79% of people want to watch videos to research products. So in that research, you think about your own consumer behavior. You're researching something because you've heard about it.
Yeah.
And you like the concept. So now you want to build trust or find out whether it's actually going to be a good fit for you. And the reason you pointed to video was that it did all those things for you and me.
Yeah.
Makes it so clear what this product will do. That's a very, very good example of that in practice. And that's a business to consumer thing that we're talking about where they're selling directly to us. Even, it doesn't matter, business to consumer or business to business. At the end of the day, these gaps need to be crossed or connected to make the decision-making process safe and good, like a good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you didn't know, like, or trust someone and you bought from them, that's weird.
Yeah.
You know, it's contrary to human behavior. So that's the principle.
Yeah.
So in essence, when we look to create videos for our clients, again, knowing what they're actually after, we just want to listen to them. What is it that you actually want to do? And now the way for you to get there is that you need more of these people to know about what you do and how you do it. So let's find out what they need to know. Let's find out what you want. Now here's the videos.
Yeah.
That we need to create. It's not what video do you want to make? Sometimes it starts with that conversation because sometimes people have an idea in mind, but then we want to try and make sure that this video is going to do that. It's going to connect that communication gap in some way. Otherwise, why make it?
Yeah.
So that's the concept. Yeah. It's a pretty, even that was pretty simple to kind of brush.
Awesome.
It wasn't a very long,
that was
drawn out principle.
No, that's good. That's good. And I really, just on a bit of a lighter note, I really do. I wish people at home could have seen this, what you drew up. I like the little animation, the little drawings that you drew.
Man,
up.
that's not a skill set of mine. Drawing is not my primary skill set.
No,
far from it.
No, that was, and you feel like it was received well by everyone at the meeting this morning.
I hope so.
I felt
like
sure it was.
It felt like everyone was giving feedback about the presentation. If anything, it's just. That's the thing that, you know, when we do presentations for business people, I'm just trying to think now, like, what is it that they can take away and action on, or at least not complicate it in a short amount of time. You don't have a lot of, like, you could stat stuff, you know, like statistic stuff of a presentation, but it's a really simple thoughts that people can take away.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to try and make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
So I just showed our video business card, which is a video that tells people who we are, why we do it, what we do, how we are different, call to action, and then just built on that. If anything, the presentation this time was because there's a lot of new people in the room, people who haven't seen my video business card before. Yeah. That's why I decided to play it again. Yeah. And if anything, that hopefully speaks for itself. Yeah. That's the purpose of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And just to talk a little bit more about why I say we craft videos with purpose.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, I think I told you like a few days ago, like you could literally just show our 2.5 minute video. Sweet, I'm out here. You know, like that's You'd hope and you'd think that, that'd obviously that's all you need to know. But and that's why I really think that that sort of video, it's called a video business card. Yeah, that's why we enjoy making them. That's why we always definitely pitch and recommend to businesses, because I'll say it again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Within 2.5 minutes, you can pretty much know everything you need to know about a business. You could be on the other side of the world, you know?
Yeah. And again, this isn't like, I don't want to claim that I've got these thoughts out of the air and they're not all original thoughts, but you know, there's a lot of videographers who share the same mindset and the same framework around it.
Of course. Yeah.
But reality is that most people's stories, if just told as a story, don't really do anything. They don't move the needle. That's the thing where it's hard to explain this. Again, okay, let me wind it all the way back, right? There are many, let's wind it all the way back. Doesn't matter what business anyone's in, if they're doing something correctly, they're doing something right.
Yeah.
And sometimes they make it look easy, but it doesn't mean it's easy. You know, you can go up to anyone. I don't know, let's say your dad who runs a civil engineering firm, and there's some things that you might go, oh, that didn't look too hard. But on his end, like as in the way he looks at it, he's got 20, 30 years of experience.
Yeah.
He's done this so many times. He knows exactly when he looks at something, what he's looking at. You can't like explain that. When someone can look at a situation, come up with a solution, but there's like years and years of experience, understanding, knowledge, skill, all that stuff that goes into it. I think the same thing applies with video. It's never been effective to turn up and just film stuff.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about capturing a story, it's not, yes, you can sit down with someone, and if your interviewing skills are on point, you can pull out great stories out of them. But most people, if you just sat down and said, tell us your story, wouldn't necessarily know how to use that story in a way that captivates who needs to hear it. And that's a skill set that a lot of videographers hopefully develop.
Yeah.
It's one that I think we all should be trying to develop.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it's not just hearing the story for the story's sake. It's like, what can we grab out of this person's narrative, this person's story, that doesn't just puff up your ego or make it, you know, unless the purpose of the video is like a documentary specifically about that person.
Yeah.
Because it's a business we're talking about. These videos that maybe it's an about us video or something that is all about us, that doesn't help your end client.
Yeah.
Because you're just talking about yourself.
Exactly.
Your client wants to see themselves in your video.
Yeah.
There's a whole set of principles by Donald Miller, who created the story brand concept.
Yeah.
And it's essentially that when you and your business are working or looking at connecting with your end customer through your story, you're not meant to be the hero in your story.
Yeah.
You're meant to be the guide, and your customer should see themselves as the hero in your business's story. Yeah. It's like Luke Skywalker and Yoda, for example. It's like you should be, as a business, you should be trying to be Yoda, and your customer should feel like Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Like I'm trying to find examples. Yeah. Your customers should be the one who comes in feeling unworthy, knowing they have something to do, have something that they need to overcome, and someone comes along, a guide, a Yoda, and helps them overcome what it is they needed to do, and now they are the hero. Yeah. And it results in tragedy or comedy. It's a very specific thing. It results in them feeling like they're the hero. Yeah. That's when someone's story is used effectively. So, and not every videographer knows how to do that. Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like that analogy. That's good. Cool.
What do you think about telling stories in a video concept?
I think, definitely agree that, I mean, you showed me, I think it was, one of your slides from your presentation. I think it was like, most people's stories don't matter, you know? Like,
I removed that slide.
Okay. Dang it, you know? No, but at first I was like, what? But then you explained it, obviously, and went on to explain it just then. Pretty much, you know, someone's backstory it's nice, it's cool, but in the whole scheme of things, for the business and for your clients, it doesn't really matter, you know? And I think what we pride ourselves on as videographers is, you know, for example, taking an hour-long interview and cutting it down to 3 minutes to put together an interview for a video. So you cut it down to 3 minutes, and so you've got 57 minutes of stuff that's not used. Yeah. And that's because we want to just grab the gold. We want to grab what's going to grab people's attention, you know. So we want to grab what matters, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have much thoughts other than that. I mean, you've pretty much covered everything. But I do love the process of being able to, it might be a long process, but I think it's worth it, definitely worth it, fulfilling in the end, where we can grab, you know, an interview and cut it down, piece it together, and it's everything you need to know in a 2.5 to 3 minute video, give or take. And yeah, it's not much more to it, really. I mean,
yeah, no, it's really just like, again, just circling back to what the presentation was about, is that, you know, like at least one of our ethos or the way that we operate is really that we do craft videos that have a purpose.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll listen to people and go, like, listen to what, again, this is probably its own podcast, but really what we do is listen. We're just listening. But a lot of the times I hear people come up with this concept and they want to roll with this idea that they have, but it's not necessarily what I think will actually serve the correct purpose. So sometimes that's a conversation that needs, like, that's why it's important to sit down with the people that you're working with and actually listen
for sure.
to not just what their ideas are for a certain creative, but beyond that, like, because again, like, we're talking about business. We're not talking about passion projects. We're not talking about stories that you want to tell for something that you just want to, you know, do as a passion project or enjoy or have fun with. We're not talking about fun YouTube content creation. We're talking about people paying money to get something in a video.
Yeah, exactly.
And that requires you knowing how to interpret what they're saying into a video concept. And then when you get that video concept, now you have to be able to actually get to that end video. Like what you were saying before about having an hour interview, 57 minutes worth getting cut out. How do you get to an hour interview if you don't know how to talk to the person about what the information you're trying to get out of them? Like, this is stuff that, again, it might look easy, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of understanding now, because a lot of the time you'll cut all these bits out and you'll go, that could work, but we're actually trying to find the best combination now and the best way to literally, if you watched our, you know, the timelines on or timeline, which is where all the clips live on a video editing software, just the amount of times you mix, match, jump, leave that, try it again, try that music track, oh, not good, take that out, pull it out before even getting close.
Yeah.
That takes time.
It's a process. It's a process. And I feel like that's definitely something that not many people realize, you know, or understand about, you know, video editing in itself. And man, I remember after having put together a few VBCs myself now, and I remember one in particular, there was just so much gold that the person that we interviewed had. And I remember after cutting it down to, let's just say it was 3 minutes, I don't know how many minutes worth of, there was still so much awesome content that could have been used. But
it's like, and that's the thing, you're never going to get it perfect.
Yeah.
Not going to get it perfect, but like, as in, we want to make sure that the clients are happy with it. But you could spend all day, because sometimes they'll say the same thing 2 or 3 times, and then you're just listening, at least because we want to pay a lot of attention to even the way that they say something, or the way that their face is looking when they say something, or how excited they are in that moment.
Yeah.
Or did they say it better a different way? Does it?
There's so many things to consider and weigh up.
It's a lot, and that there in and of itself, we're not talking about the actual physical act of filming.
Yeah.
We're talking about interpreting messages.
Yeah.
Which is basically what, again, back to the conversation about the presentation this morning, that's what we do, is we're bridging communication gaps.
Yeah.
So people might be able to say blur, and we're trying to go that.
Yeah.
Listen to that bit.
Yep. 100%.
That's essentially like trying to come up with really basic ways to explain a really big value proposition. Essentially, you know,
and something, you know, that I was also thinking about is, and then with that, with the interview, audio and whatever dialogue, with that comes other aspects to support what's going on. So B-roll, music, graphics.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe something that not many people really think about or think is super important. You know, they might just take a video of someone talking to camera about their experience or something, you know, or a testimonial or something, whack it up on LinkedIn, done. And that's cool. That's awesome. But I think there's a difference between that and a well-crafted video with not only A-roll, it's getting a bit technical, an interview, but then also with B-roll and all those other elements that help to drive the story even further.
Yeah. I just had this moment of clarity for this podcast where I just realized maybe what we can continue to do, like what's happening naturally now, is you do talk about the technical stuff because that's what you're in the trenches doing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'll come up with, I can talk about something on the level, and you can break it down into explaining some of the nuances. Because I think what I keep circling back to, because I'm thinking of more things that I didn't get to kind of explain in the presentation.
Now's your chance.
But that's when it comes to value proposition of video, right? The problem with video as a service, and I'm just talking very candidly, is that it's really impossible to say you invest this in a video and you will get this. Yeah. You invest X and you'll get Y. It's not the same as a lot of other things you could, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because the variables are it's not even just the variables of how well it's marketed or something, right? Sometimes these videos aren't even marketing related.
Yeah.
It's like the measure of success is up to the client, because it's how much value do you see in producing a video like this for your business. Sometimes, like I said, if we go more sales, more time, better relationships, some of these things, it's not even always dollar value necessarily.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for a business, theoretically, everything is dollar value. Theoretically, everyone's time is worth something. So even if you're buying back time, theoretically, you're getting better value, blah, blah. But some people really just have and you know this when you talk to them and not just go, what video do you want? You listen and you go, they are actually asking for something that almost doesn't have necessarily a financial return. They just need something, or they want something so badly. Yeah. And the best solution for this is going to be in a video. Yeah. That truck agrees, the plane agrees, everyone's they're just all applauding that moment right there.
100%, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, because really what they're saying is this message needs to be communicated, and the value of that to us is not even necessarily just financial. It's sometimes better relationships with,
exactly.
Like the opportunities that have come up that I've heard of with people who put videos together in order to gain a relationship or get in the sphere of someone. Yeah. Let's bring it back to a real example. So we worked with a client last year. This client has a local Australian department, and they wanted some resourcing. Yeah, it's not resourcing from other people, other companies, but within their own organization, because it's so worldwide. Yeah. And they wanted to take a concept to their global branch to get their attention. Yep. Say, hey, can you help us fund this project? Yeah, of course it's financial, but it's within the organization. And they're going, either we could just go and we could try to ring them or get them in meetings all the time and talk to them, which is probably difficult. Or why don't we create a captivating, engaging video that hits the mark, that communicates exactly what they're trying to do. They wanted to get this app, funding for this app internally to help the organization itself. Long story short, we did that video. They reported back and said that, they got a meeting with the global, and last I heard that there was traction on this massive potential project internally. And it's got benefit for people around the world, but it wasn't to try and attract another business. It was just to communicate a message. Yep. And that's one example. Other examples of people I know who have been able to score opportunities to speak at places because the videos were seen like by the correct audience to make sure that, they actually got in the world of some of these people, or whether it was intentionally or not. Sometimes it's not even intentional. They just put videos out. They got the opportunity, which has also, happened to me. And it's just all you're doing is communicating.
Yep.
You're bridging a gap of communication. Someone didn't hear about you. Now they have heard about you. But instead of just seeing, like you said, not just seeing a name on a page, you see a person, you experience a person.
Exactly.
So that is kind of a bit more about what I was talking about this morning. Yeah.
Wow. Powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. I really, again, same sort of thing, but like, bridging the gap. That's what it's all about.
Okay, I can't claim, and all these numbers may not be accurate, but I can't claim this isn't my story, but someone created a VBC, a video business card for, sorry, someone sneezed really loudly.
I don't know if you guys heard that. Was it that loud?
Someone that I know created a video business card on a phone. Right? So I'm trying to explain. This is not necessarily about, obviously we care about our craft.
Yeah.
But just the use case.
Yeah.
Recorded something for, I can't remember what the industry was, but essentially this lady spent hours and hours and hours on meetings, on calls, and she would naturally close the calls, like close deals on the call. I think it was for dog training or something.
Yeah, okay.
Something along those lines. And so someone I know of had created a VBC video with a phone.
Right.
To just get the experience of what it meant to work with her.
Yeah.
And now what she does is she would take that video, instead of getting people to call her directly, she would send that video first.
Yep.
And then say, get in touch after you've watched that video. And I heard something along the lines of 90% less calls, and almost all of them are closed before they even get on the call. In fact, the call is almost a formality if they need to.
Yeah.
But that means she saves hours, thousands of hours, this person trying to repeat the same frameworks on her calls. A video showed it all.
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what, Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that these videos can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what would that mean to someone? I'm trying not to, this isn't a sales pitch. I'm just thinking about the benefits of what it is that, when you actually connect the communication gaps between your client and their client.
Yep.
And video is just, overall, it's one of the more powerful ways to do that.
Definitely.
So,
definitely.
I feel like I'm going to go around in circles, so you got to stop me. Yeah.
No, but I think that's probably a great point to finish up. But
and that no,
no, you go for your life,
I have nothing.
Yeah, cool. Definitely. We can definitely touch more on it about that sort of stuff. Flesh it out even more if we want in future podcasts. But I think bridging the gap, helping businesses out to communicate a message. Yeah, I don't know. I've find real value and fulfillment in being able to help people in that sort of way.
Yeah, nice.
With our passion. So cool. All right. Well, I think we might wrap it up there. And you enjoyed the podcast?
Yep.
Just wrapping a present?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Wrapping it all up.
Nice. Awesome, man. As always, guys, comment down below what you'd like us to, if you'd like us to talk about anything particular, if you have any questions, comments, or any concerns at all, comment down below.
Concerns.
Hopefully there's no concerns out there. But cool. Anyways, any final thoughts?
What do you call a duck with an addiction?
It's got another one. A duck with an addiction. No idea.
A quackhead. I'll see myself out. Okay,
well, since you said another one, let me pull up my second dad joke. You forgot to hit the it's all right. I might try and add it in post. Sorry, I just say mine. But that was a good one.
You're welcome.
Yeah, quackhead. There it is. Did you hear about the kid? Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's all right. He woke up. That's fair. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, cool. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Definitely leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And we will definitely see you all in the next episode, whenever that may be. Hope you have a great weekend. I will try, and I hope you have an awesome, an awesome weekend as well.
Awesome.
Cool.
What if this gets released on a Monday?
I don't know. They'll have to wait until the weekend. It's Friday for us guys. So, cool guys. Stay sweet. We'll see you soon. Fox is out.
Fox is out.
Okay. Great.
Was that supposed to be like a...
Yeah.